Hey, Big Ben back here with you. So you're adopted, and I am too, and you're looking for your biological family just like I did. Hey, what's going on? It's story time. Time to make another video. But first, if this is the first time you're seeing me, you should go back and watch my other videos. Just like I went back and watched my other videos. Just make sure I hadn't mentioned the story at all. But I'm going to give you a warning, because what I found out real quickly by going back and watching my other videos is, man, I'm terrible at making videos. I am terrible at it, man. I apologize. I don't apologize for the content of the videos, but I do apologize for the quality of them. That's for dang sure. Those things are terrible. I went back and started watching that stuff. I had to flip the phone over. I couldn't watch it. I had to just listen to it just to make sure I hadn't. And I didn't go through all of them. I just went through the ones I thought, but man, I know they're all terrible. So I apologize. Like I said, the quality of the video is terrible. The content, well, the content is what it is, man. I did the best I can. So if it helps you, cool. If it not, then I don't know. I mean, just whatever. But if you go back and watch the other videos, just flip the phone over and listen to the audio. Or I don't know. Just do whatever you want to do. But I do apologize. Anyway, story time. So when I first got my DNA done and looking for my biological father, I found this lady, a young lady, that was a close match to me. And I sent her a little message there on the Ancestry Messenger. And the message was this: hey, I'm adopted. I really don't know anything. And would you give me access to your family tree and any information you'd have that would be, man, I'd appreciate it. I'm working with nothing here. Well, she got back to me pretty quick. She gave me access to her family tree. And not only did she give me access to her family tree, she tells me, look, this is the side of the family you're going to want to research. I know all the other side, and it's not the people you want. This is the names that you probably want to start with. I don't know anything about this side of the family, but this is kind of who you need to search out. So I did that, and she was right. Well, in going through those names and searching those names out, I ran across, we'll just call him Uncle G. I mentioned him before. Uncle G's the old school uncle that basically, called his half-brothers, which are my half-uncles, and told them to tell me to quit calling him and to leave him alone because he didn't want to know me. He didn't want to know nothing about me, and there's nothing he could do to help me. That's Uncle G. And then Uncle G's brother would be my biological father, and then they had a sister. Well, I couldn't find my biological father's information right off. So I was researching this name and this family. Well, I run across this, like I said, their sister or my biological aunt. And when I see her married name, man, I look at it real quick, her married name, and I'm like, man, I've seen this name. And not only did I see it, but I know who it belonged to. And it belonged to this young lady that was helping me. Now, her last name, she had the same last name. Well, in researching this aunt, I realized this aunt passed away in, 1966, 67. I can't remember right off the top of my head. But passed away giving birth to her second child. That second child was this young lady's dad, my first cousin. So when I got back in touch with her, I said, hey, I would really like to talk to your dad. How crazy is it that, your dad was in his situation where his mother passes away, and my biological father did what my biological father did, and I'm here, and man, we don't know nothing about each other. I'd love to talk to him. And she said, hey, I'll get back to you. I'll get back to him. I'll get with him, and I'll get back to you. And some time went by, and when I say some time, I mean some time, like a couple of years went by. And I never heard anything back from this young lady. So I'm just assuming, the answer was no. Well, I get a message on Facebook a little while ago, and it's from this young lady. So I accepted, obviously. And I told her again, I said, hey, man, I'd really like to talk to your dad, a little more, whatever, any kind of information. She just said, hey, it's not really his thing, but, I'll get back to you. Well, and some other correspondence went on during this time, not just that, but in our correspondence, we realized we live in the same city. Coincidence, huh? That me and first cousin live in the same city. So this young lady, her dad's my first cousin, and her mom all live in the same city I live in. Well, that's kind of crazy. Well, some time went by, like I said. I haven't heard back from this young lady. Well, curiosity got the best of me. And I looked up a picture of her dad. I mean, it's pretty easy to find a picture when you know exactly who you're looking for. And it wasn't hard for me to find it. Well, when I saw this picture, well, I don't know how many people you meet in a day or a week or a year. And I don't mean meet. I just mean have interaction with. Hello, good evening, how are you? Whatever. And or maybe just simple eye contact. And how many of those people that you would remember? Well, when I saw her dad, I was like, man, I know this guy. And not like I know him like I know him, but like I've seen him. And not only did I know that I'd seen him, I knew where I seen him, and I know the interaction in which we had. And that interaction is this, just down the street from me at my little gas station around the corner that I use. I was standing in that store, and this fellow I think he was walking out of the store, and he turned around to say something to the cashier, and him and I made eye contact with one another, and man, we could have stared at each other for, a half a second or 2 seconds or 32 seconds. I don't know, but I remember looking at him. That's for sure. Him and I definitely stared at each other for a second, and nothing was ever said, and we both went on our merry way. Well, that's really crazy. You think about that here it is. I have a full first cousin. Again, his mom passes away giving birth to him. My biological father did what he did, and I end up here, and him and I both live in the same city. Not only do we live in the same city, we live in the same vicinity. And I don't just say that because I ran into him at the store. And here's the reason I say that. The reason I say that is his daughter and my kids all graduated the same high school. Now, I think there's 7, 8, 9 high schools here where I live. So you live in the vicinity. Now, my daughter is a bit older than this young lady is, so she wouldn't have, my daughter would have been done with high school when this young lady started. And the same for her. My son's a bit younger, so she would have been done with high school before my son got there. So they never went to high school together, but they did all graduate the same high school. It's just, man, it's kind of crazy. It's really crazy. I guess this guy's got some of the Uncle G in him. He don't care. He don't want to know, or I don't know what it is, man. But man, I find it, like I said, very odd, very strange. Just what are the odds that myself, and a first cousin live in the same city, and not even the same city in, the same area of that city. Granted, it's 50 years later. Now he moved down here, but even that, man, it doesn't, think about it. Him and I live in the same city. Our kids went to the same high school. If that don't blow your mind, man, I don't know what will. That's for sure. While I'm talking about crazy encounters and people being in the same place at the same time, here's another one for you. I know I never mentioned. And it's my dad, the man who raised me, my dad, and my biological mom lived in the same town in Arizona at the same time. Now, my dad didn't live in town. He lived out of town a little ways, but he was in that town a lot. And it ain't it's not a giant city. It's not like Phoenix or anything. There could have been chances they ran into each other. Now, they wouldn't have never known each other, but there are chances they would have had interactions with each other. And not only did my dad go to that town, I was there quite a bit, hanging out with dad. So, how crazy is that, All three of us in the same place at the same time, just like my brother and myself at the cement plant. Crazy stuff out here, crazy stuff. I just wanted to share that story, and, I just want to share my story. It just adds on to the rest of the crazy stuff that's happened, It just adds up. I don't know. It just adds up. So, anyway, all right, man, Big Ben. If you need any help, bigbenadopted@gmail.com. I'll help you any way I can. Hope you're doing good. Hope this finds you well. Never give up on your search, man. Never give up on you. You can put it up for a little bit. Like I said, you've been adopted your whole life. If you got to put it up for a little bit, it ain't no thing. Just never give up on it. All right, we'll do this again. Big Ben. We'll see you.